grab your ball. So I'm going to have my bar on the right. So if you're mirroring me, your bar will be on the left. And then we'll place our ball on the floor. And I want you to make sure you're giving yourself some space from your bar. So I have just a tiny bend in my elbow. So what I mean by that is you don't want to be too close. You can always adjust as we go. So heels are going to be together, toes apart. My heels are pressing together. I have a really small V in between. My feet are in the shape of a small V. Come on, words. And then let's bend our elbow. So your wrist is going to be right in front of your elbow. Arm is at a 90-degree bend. Let's bend our knees and then raise your elbow to chest height. Squeeze the legs together as you rise. We're not changing the bend in our elbow. We're keeping that 90 bend. I'm feeling glutes, quads, hamstrings, lats, a little bit of bicep for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's take it back down. From here, lower body's gonna be really, really still. We're gonna drop our arm, drop your elbow. We're gonna make a U shape out to the side for 3, 2, last one. Slowly bring your elbow back in front of your shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. So nothing moving in the lower body. We're keeping our thighs pressing back. Heels are together. And stay down nice and low. 2 more sets. Very last time out for 3. Let's bring it back in. So elbow right in front of shoulder, little micro lifts here. And then if you want, you can just do a little micro bend in the legs. Dropping the hips just 1 inch. Here for 4, 3, 2. Let's hold on 1, give the legs a little break. So we rise, lower down, and then we're going to raise our weight overhead. Bring your outside toe to your calf muscle, drop. And you can always get rid of your ball if it's not working for you. If you have any sensitivity in your ankles or knees, might be a better option to eliminate the ball. 2 more, please. Last time. Let's take it back up to our passe. So from here, toe is resting on your calf muscle, standing up nice and tall. Let's rotate our knee forward, lower the weight, knee side. Try to keep your hips really still as you move the leg. For 4, feeling lots of core here. 3, and chest. 2. Last one, hold it up, and then I want you to just press down on the ball with your heel. Little press, little press. Nice long spine, shoulders relax, little press. 4, 3, 2. Last one, just the arm. Lower and raise. Try to keep that external rotation in your hips so your knee is pointed out. For 4, 3, 2. Last press, weight to shoulder, please. From here, we're gonna bend this knee, and then I want you to just extend your leg out to the side. Arm goes out to the side. We're gonna go in slow-mo, and then we bring it back in. Side bend, my forearm comes down to the bar. And if you need more space, go ahead and move your ball closer or farther, depending on what feels better for your body. So let's make sure we always have a bend in our standing leg. 2 more. Last one. Let's take it back out. From here, we're gonna lower our weight, rest it on your thigh, and then I want you to draw your knee towards the bar and extend. So as you're doing these, friends, don't let your pelvis move. You want to keep this really, really still. I'm going to show you what we don't want. This. my pelvis moved. I want to keep long spine. You're only pulling your knee in as far as you can without any movement in the rest of your body. For 4, 3, set the weight down if you need to. 2, last one. Take the leg out. Let's flex our foot. Bend a little deeper into your standing leg and then just little circle back. Little tiny circles. Try to keep your foot flat, parallel over the floor. If your toes are coming up, turn them down. We don't want any external rotation. Circle. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it here, little tiny lifts. So my standing leg is just shaking. You can probably see it. Little tiny lifts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Good work. So you can come off that ball, reach up and over, stretching out the side body. And then we're going to keep our bar on the same side for one more series before we stretch. So just grab your ball. And then we're gonna walk our feet. So you can come a little bit closer to the bar than we were last series. Just a light touch. Feet in parallel, and then your outside foot. I have lines on my floor, so I always just keep my foot on the same line, sliding it back. So your feet are the same width, they're just staggered. And then from here, we're gonna raise our forward heel. Back heel is lifted, tiny bend in the knees, weight is shifted back. So you always wanna keep your weight shifted back. If it's forward, ooh, this doesn't feel good on my knee. So you can always watch your knee, make sure it's behind your toes, about over your ankle. And then from here, we're gonna take out that tiny bend, raise your ball, back to our little bend. Feel free to adjust the position of your feet if they're too close, too far. We wanna make sure we have our weight evenly distributed between the 2 feet, but still feeling it a little bit more in that back leg. For 3, here's 2. Last one. Let's hold it low from here. I want you to just do a little pulse, raise the ball, lower. Pulse lift, pulse lower. So it's really slow. I like to use the ball just to help control my tempo so we're not bouncing. Pulse lift, pulse lower. Good. For 4, 3, here's 2. Last one. From here, let's place our ball between thighs. So between inner thighs. And then from here, we're staying down nice and low. Weight is shifted back. Just a little squeeze on the ball. Squeeze. And I want you to think about your squeeze coming from your inner thighs, your lower abs, pelvic floor, not from the knees. So we're using these muscles to draw in on that ball. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's hold the squeeze, forward heel. We lower, lift. Back leg should be on fire. Feeling glutes here, feeling core. Lift, tap. 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're gonna bring your heel down. Let's step our feet together. So toes are on the same line. And then from here, we're gonna raise our heels one more time. So heels are up. We're going to do a tiny bend in the knee, keeping your tailbone pointed down, and rise. Good, so my hips are right over my heels. It's just a little bend, and we wanna make sure we're not tucking our tailbone under. Sometimes keeping your hand on your lower abs will help you feel that pelvis in neutral. Let's hold it here. From here, we're gonna take our heel farthest from the bar. I want you to drop it down. We're gonna look over our shoulder, bring it up. So it's just a little twist. Don't force it, just bring your heel down, look over your shoulder, twist. 4, 3, 2, last one. From here, make sure you're sitting down nice and low. Little squeeze on the ball. Just squeeze, press. Core is bracing, press. 4, 3, 2. Hold your squeeze on 1. From here, we're gonna just lift our outside hip, lift inside. Hip, hip. And I want you to think about the movement coming from here. We're just bringing our hip bone and our lower rib closer together. Let's go a little faster, just left, right, right. We have a book on our head, so head height, not really changing. Sassy hips for 4, 3, 2, last one, back to center, come on up. Good work, friends, kick it out a little bit, and then we're going to switch sides. So if you're mirroring me, your bar's gonna be on your right, and we're gonna set our ball down, giving ourselves some space from the bar for when we get into that side body work. So heels are together on the ball, balls of your feet are on the floor, feet look like a small V. And then we're gonna bring our wrist up to elbow height, 90 bend. Let's bend our knees. Raise your elbow to about chest height. Try not to raise your elbow higher than your shoulders. I always aim for chest height. And it always ends up a little bit higher than I had planned. So that's why I aim for chest, and it'll probably get me to the shoulders. For 4, 3, really squeeze your thighs on the way up. 2, last one. Let's take it back down, friends. From here, lower body doesn't move. Keep your thighs pressing wide, and then we're gonna dip our elbow, make a U shape for 3, 2, 1. Bring the elbow in front of your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. So core stabilizing. As you take that arm out to the side, it's really changing our balance point. So you have to really be constantly adjusting to maintain your balance. 2 more sets here, please. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in last time. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it in. And then from here, just a little micro lift with the elbow if you want. You can do a little micro bend in the knees. Elbow and hips going in opposite directions. You're here for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's give the legs a break. We're gonna rise, drop, and then we're gonna do that passe. So push your weight overhead, toe to calf muscle. Rise, drop, up, drop, rise. Nice and slow. Two more, please. Last set. Let's take it back up to our passe. My feet are sweaty, I'm slipping all over my ball. We're gonna rotate our knee forward, bring the weight down and side. Good, so keep a little micro bend in your elbow for 4, 3, 2, last one. From here, knee is turned out, arm is up overhead, little press on the ball with your heel. Press, press. 4, 3, 2. Hold the press on 1. See if you can stand up a little taller, shoulders down. We're gonna lower the weight and raise. Standing up super tall, chin is slightly lifted, shoulders are relaxed and down. 4 more, please. Here's 3, 2, last one. Let's bring our weight to our shoulder. From here, we're gonna extend the arm and leg out to the side and then bring it back up, passe. Side reach and passe. So much harder than it looks. Please be sure you have a bend in your standing knee at all times. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's take that arm and leg back out to the side. So from here, make sure you have a bend. Sorry, I needed to readjust. You have a bend in this leg. And then from here, we're gonna lower the weight to our leg. You're gonna pull your knee in, extend. And again, we're making sure our pelvis is not tucking. If you feel a tuck, you're not gonna bring your knee in as far. For 4, 3, leg is shaking. 2, try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Last one, hold it out. Let's flex our foot, little circle back. Circle back. I like the flexed foot here because it's really easy to look at your toes and see if you're doing any external rotation. So your foot should be flat over the floor. Circle 3, 2, last one, hold it up, little tiny lifts. Little tiny lifts. Try not to let your foot drop below that starting point. Think up, up. You have 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. All right, friends, so you can just take hips, drop hips away from the bar, reach back towards the bar. Or if you're using a wall or a chair at home, something that's not stable, you can just press into your thigh and then let your hip drop away. All right, friends, you can set your weight aside. We're gonna grab that ball one more time and then we'll stand a little bit closer to our bar than we did for our last series. Nice relaxed bend here. Feet in parallel, straight down from the hips. And then think about if you had a straight line, you're standing on a straight line, you're gonna slide your foot back, keep your heel raised, and then raise your forward heel. Let's bend the knees, keeping our tailbone pointed straight down, weight shifted back. And then I want you to rise, legs are straight, we reach the ball overhead. And bend, rise, and bend. Really hard to keep your pelvis neutral here. If you want, you can put a hand on your lower abs. Make sure you're not tucking for 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's take it back down. From here, we're gonna just pulse raise the ball, pulse lower. Good, so try to make sure your knees are not splaying out to the sides. I wanna keep my knees right in front of the hip sockets. Pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's place the ball in between inner thighs. So ball goes inner thighs. We have that still bend in our knees. We're gonna just do a little squeeze, press. And remember, we're using inner thighs, lower abs, pelvic floor. So all of these muscles are squeezing that ball, not your knees. Squeeze, squeeze, 4, 3, 2, hold your squeeze on 1, forward heel, lower, lift, lower, lift, shoulders right over hips, nice long spine for 4, 3, 2, last one. You can bring that heel down as we step our outside foot forward. So we're just going to readjust here. Make sure that ball's not too far up or it's not on your knee joint. And then we're going to raise our heels. And then from here, knees bend, tailbone points down at your heels. Just a little plie. Keep it small, making sure we're not tucking for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it low. From here, we'll go slow-mo. So we're gonna drop our outside heel and then you're gonna just look over your shoulder for a little twist. Bring it up. Twist. Gaze goes straight ahead as we raise the heel. Good, so feeling tons of obliques here. And then this leg, your inside leg closest to the ball, has to stabilize for 3, 2, last one, bring it back to center. Maybe you can sink down a little lower, raise your heels a little higher, squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze. Make sure we're breathing for 4, 3, 2, hold the squeeze on 1. Let's lift our outside hip, inside hip, left, right. So we have a book, imaginary, on our head. So head height not changing. Let's go double time. Left, right, hip, hip. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Come on up. All right, friends, you can set your ball aside and then just place your hands on the bar. Walk it back so your hips are right over your heels. And then just let your chest drop down towards the floor. So just opening up the shoulders. stretching upper back. And then let's walk our feet wider than hips and just curl your tailbone up towards the ceiling. So you'll feel this stretch all down the back of your leg, calf muscles, hamstrings, long spine. And then let's heel toe, feet under hips, roll it up. And then we want to keep our body on a diagonal. So see how my heels are behind my hips, and then just paddle your heels. Really pressing your heels down towards the floor. If you're not feeling this, you can take your feet back a little bit more, go even more on a diagonal. We've done a ton of work on the balls of our feet, so I don't want your calf muscles to be super sore tomorrow. So make sure you're stretching for 4, 3, 2, last one, and come up.